Hi everybody, welcome to my homestead and welcome to my channel. In this video, I want to talk about Adam-ondi-Ahman and the practical aspects of it. So if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe, like this video. If you end up liking it, hit the notification bell and make sure to share it. So I was just kind of like, I was talking to my wife and we were talking about Adam-ondi-Ahman and, just doing further speculation, which is okay. And I was thinking about just like how it's going to look like, how it will likely happen, just based on my own research that I've done so far with this YouTube channel, which is like the most research that I've done into it. We've known about it for a very long time, obviously, but like now's the first time I'm doing like real research into all these topics. And so, you have to think about the practical aspect of it. What is it actually going to look like? We know that the righteous are going to be in attendance, as well as all previous key holders in all dispensations of time. There's going to be resurrected people there. Christ is going to be there. Adam's going to be there. And, we know that it's supposed to happen in Davies County, Missouri at Adam-ondi-Ahman, Spring Hill. So we know that from Bruce R. McConkie, he's talked about how most likely it's going to take place over several different sessions. So it wouldn't just be like one singular gathering, one-time thing, but it would be broken up into sessions. So I think that's something that probably everybody can get on board with. But the other side of it is like, how are we going to get there, right? Because I hear some people talking as though like everybody is going to be there in Davies County, Missouri. And, that's a possibility. I don't know how that would happen. Let's go with that scenario. Let's say that all saints, all the righteous are supposed to be there, near Spring Hill in Davies County. Okay. Well, first of all, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. And it's my understanding that this meeting is going to go unnoticed by the world, right? So now I don't know if that were the case, if everyone would like get their plane tickets and drive across the country to get there on their own. I feel like that would be kind of unlikely, because you think about the saints that are in India, for example, or Japan, or any other place. Like it'd probably be pretty difficult for them to get there by conventional means. So if they are supposed to be in attendance, I would think that maybe there'd be some kind of more supernatural way that they would get there. I don't know if like if the Lord would like they would like transport them there so that they could be in attendance and then send them back. Like I don't know. I don't tend to like really go with that. I don't really think that that's really the case. One of the more interesting things that I've learned lately was actually from Sister Wendy Nelson. She referenced in that one talk where she's talking to BYU Hawaii, and she's talking about, what would you do if you found out that there had already been several large, incredible gatherings of which CNN knew nothing about, and the blogosphere and so forth. Well, she referenced the Millennial Messiah by Bruce R. McConkie, and a concept that I wasn't aware of up until that point, where in his book, he believes that the Lord will actually go from continent to continent and have large gatherings. And I don't know that he specifically related it to Adam-ondi-Ahman itself, like explicitly, but it does come just a couple pages before his section where he talks about Adam-ondi-Ahman. So I don't know if that's like what he was thinking about it, but that would tend to make a little bit more sense, right? That way you wouldn't have so many restrictions as far as like crossing borders or financial restrictions of like getting to a certain place. If maybe there will be like the main event that happens in Adam-ondi-Ahman, and then other events will take place around the world. I could see that being likely. Um, but another thing, okay, because like, let's say that he has like one visit per continent. That would still be pretty difficult, right? Because if there was just one here in North America, that means everyone, all the righteous in Mexico, and then all the Central American countries, as well as Canada, they would have to find a way to get to that one for that continent. So if that's the case, I would think that there's probably multiple per continent. I don't know if he would go to individual stakes, because we have a lot of stakes. That seems like that would probably take a long time to accomplish, but that could be the case. So I don't know. I don't really think that he would necessarily go to each stake, like the stake conferences. But I feel like that maybe is a little bit more realistic. If there are like several large gatherings per continent, to make it so that every saint could like make it there, then that there's that potential too. The other thing about it though is like, if there's all that movement, all these people that have a hard deadline, they have to be to this event on a certain day at a certain time, that would probably cause kind of a stir, because again, I think that this event is something that's supposed to kind of go unnoticed by the world, and I'm sure that people would probably pick up on that. So that's where I kind of like come to my current theory is that when we think back to the dedication of the Palmyra in the Nauvoo temples, that seems to be possibly a pattern that might be followed, where and maybe they did that to kind of like do a dry run to see like how that would work out any kinks, if there were any, where you turn all stake centers into like a temporary basically kind of like a temple location, or somewhere that you have to have a temple recommend to be inside. Now that seems pretty likely to me. I could see, going to, my local stake center, the one that I'm part of, and then having to have a temple recommend that would ensure that only the righteous are going, right? And then going there and maybe witnessing like the main event, or maybe it'll be like pre-recorded and it'll be played or maybe it'll be live. I don't know, but maybe we would witness like the main things happening in Adam-ondi-Ahman, just the way that we did when we saw those temples get dedicated. And then there'd be parts where we would actually participate in it, right? Because during the temple dedications all around the world, everyone participated in a Hosanna shout. And whatever instructions or things are given during Adam-ondi-Ahman could probably just be done there, and anything that we're supposed to participate in, whether it's a Hosanna shout or other things that haven't been revealed yet, I'm sure that it could probably be done in that way. So, I'm not going to like say, I'm not going to be like rigid and say that that's how it's going to happen. I figured it out. But I feel like that's like a good practical way in which it may happen. And they may even break it up into, because like we've had regional, special devotionals and stuff like that. For example, like we just had the Kansas, Oklahoma one that was just for Kansas and Oklahoma Saints, and it was closed, and they didn't put it out on YouTube or anything like that. There were people that recorded it, which we should probably not do that. And I feel bad because I watched the special UK devotional that they did, which that was recorded, and it probably shouldn't have been. But that's another way that they could possibly do it. Like they could maybe they would do first Adam-ondi-Ahman, right? And then they would start doing regional conferences and just kind of break it up. It could be a process that maybe takes like a whole year to go through, or maybe just a few months. But that way there's not like a big stir. There's not like the world wouldn't really care about it. They would just assume that it's something similar to what we've done before. And, I don't think that there was a whole lot of media around the three apostles that went to the UK recently. Like there's some, but I don't know. Like I've said before many times on this channel, I think the Lord really likes to do things in a practical way, not so much in like a supernatural, miraculous type way. And I'm talking about in the way that the world is accustomed to thinking of that. I think that He likes to do things very naturally and very practically, and have us do what we can without miracles. And then if there's something that we can't achieve on our own by our own means, then He'll like bridge that gap essentially with a miracle. And even then, I think he prefers to do it on the less exciting side, just like the way that works. So I think those are my current thoughts. I think that would be interesting if maybe that's the reason why they did those two dedications. It was like possibly a practice, for what they would do for when the time comes. And maybe they've done like similar, practices with like these regional devotionals. Not that the devotionals themselves didn't have their own purpose, but maybe they kind of like coupled that together and like, okay, well, let's do this devotional and we'll test this out and see how this works, and fine tune it. So just some thoughts that I have. I think that's how I'm gonna like have it just in my mind's eye. But we got to be careful, because like if things happen in a different way, then we need to accept whatever it is that actually happens, and not be stuck and rigid in our beliefs. So let me know what you think. Put it in the comments below. I know there's been a lot of things that have been said, and maybe you'll pull out some reference that just like shoots that down, and that's fine, because I'm open to anything that's tied down to reality or tied down to an authoritative source. And I'll leave it there. If you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe, like this video. If you liked it, hit the notification bell, make sure to share it, and I'll talk to you guys later.